afternoon, good evening. Sister Elle here with you for the Sun and Moon in Taurus reading. Yay! Happy birthday, Taurians, especially those who've had them in April already. I hope you had a great time coming into your solar return. And now we'll be coming up to the new moon in Taurus on Saturday, which is the 4th of May. And this full moon will be bringing us the Taurian qualities. So how's it been? So what does Taurus represent? Taurus represents the bull, the strong ox, the one that ploughs the field and gets it ready for our food to be planted. And so we can enjoy that later on down in the year. A very hard working sign, puts a lot of muscle behind everything that they go into and do their best to do that. Also, the time of Taurus, we're coming well into the spring now. We can hear the birds tweeting and we can see the flowers starting to sprout. So we're in the middle of springtime and it's a fixed earth sign, Taurus. So Taurus is bringing out our fixed ideas and helping them to grow. So we need to watch what seeds we are planting round about now. So as you know, we had all that Mercury retrograde in Pisces, and this was telling us to think again about all our bright ideas that we'd had ourselves involved with. And so this was round about March time when we had the retrograde for Mercury in Pisces. And it was teaching us about what are our true feelings about ourselves. How do we sustain our feelings? Do we just hide them and pretend we haven't got any? Or do we make them known in the best light that we possibly can? So during this time, I caught up with some old friends, which was great. And I caught up with one particular friend who'd changed her whole life around. So I went to ask her, okay, what inspired her and how did she do this? She said, so one of the main things that she looked at while she was growing, she was wondering if she was growing cress or coconuts is what I call it. She didn't call it that. But it's a metaphor for, are we growing things quickly or do we want to put longevity into the plans that we have? And in Taurus season, we'll be asking ourselves these questions, with Taurus being the slowest sign of the zodiac, giving time for things to ripen, to grow, giving time for us to know the land and water the seeds that we have and feed them well and pick out all of the weeds. Anyway, I divert and digress. So during this retrograde, she says how she changed her life. So she said, okay, so you've been driving for years. How many people do you know personally that drive? So I said, she said, out of about 20 people, how many do you know that drive? So I said, it's about 2, 3, including me. She was like, what? You need a new circle, girl. I said, oh, okay. Otherwise, you're going to drive yourself into the ground, literally. Driving requires many skills, and as we learn more skills, we grow. And this is where we have our talents. Talents can be seen in the second house, the house of Taurus. And so what talents are you growing, and how are you helping these talents with other people, and is it an equal and fair system? And this is what the full moon of Libra was teaching us. Is it a fair system that you are in with the people that you communicate with, that the people you're planting seeds with? So I said, okay, I will have a look. I will take notes. And then she also said, okay, so what kind of circle do you have for being an author? You always like going around promoting your books. And I said, how many authors do you know? And I said, oh gosh, probably out of about 50 people, I know 1, maybe 2 at a stretch. I went, wow, you're in the wrong circle. Okay, find things that resonate with you, mainly was what she was saying. And in this time of Taurus, we need to find what resonates with us. Taurus is an earth sign. It likes to feel, it likes to see what's being produced at the end of an idea. It likes to ground ideas and make them possible. Okay, so let's see what else we have. So what the sun in Taurus brings a steady pace to our everyday activities, because our sun is our willpower and our drive. And so it's bringing a slowness and a steady pace. It's giving us a chance to look at where we are. Aries brings the spring of life into the world, and Taurus plants it and cares for it and allows it to grow. So we all require care, we all require food, we all require hugging ourselves or hugging the trees even, or another person even. Okay, and Taurus is the second house on the wheel of the zodiac, like I was saying. It's an earth sign, a fixed earth sign. And the other earth signs are Virgo, which is a mutable earth sign, and Capricorn, which is an initiation sign, a cardinal sign they call it. So at this time we'll be looking at our own personal requirements. We need to be saving ourselves first, a bit like with Aries in the first few signs. You have to look after yourself first in order to grow and aid others. And with it being ruled by Venus, Venus is what we like, what we love, what we treasure, what we give value to. How much do we value ourselves? How much do we value our skills? Just because somebody else might not value it doesn't mean that we ourselves who hold the skill don't value it. In Taurus season, we're going to see that within ourselves. Right, so Taurus is ruled by Venus, as I was saying, and Venus rules Taurus and Libra, but right now we're in Taurus season. So, and currently Venus is in Aries. So Aries is being driven. Venus is being driven to make decisive decisions and precise decisions. Very sharp actions may be taken. Very fiery actions. Very demanding self. Like, I want it now. I want that dress now. I want that. I want it now. I will talk about I want it now. Thank you very much for my beautiful gift from my Cancer buddy. Thank you. So Taurus likes the best clothes, the best food, the best home, etc. So because Venus is our pleasure, which rules Taurus, as I was saying. So we're going to take, we can be overindulgent, so we need to look out for that. Okay, so now Mercury, as I was saying, now that it's out of dreamy Pisces and having a catch up with my friends and going back into old times, that was great in order to make the new grow and how to bring your life up to date with yourself. And so now Mercury has come out of its dreamy self with Pisces and it's jumped into the new year along with obviously the Sun and Venus. So Mercury is our thought patterns, how we think, and so we'll have much more quick thinking facilities. Probably a light will come on in areas that we've been thinking about, and only now it's coming into fruition or into bloom as we're now springing forward. I know it's autumn time in the southern hemisphere. So Taurus is about nurturing the self first. You need to look after yourself first before you can help others. You need to have an equal exchange of energy also, so the earth can be rich and everyone can bring their skills and talents forward. So it's we need to know if we are planting cress or coconuts. Okay, we have Mars in Gemini. Mars is our everyday drive and push, so we might have our fingers in many pies. People with Mars in Gemini usually have lots going on. They like to keep busy and active, so we'll have a lot of drive and passion for that. So Taurus season is asking us to plant oaks, planting us to bring value to whatever it is that we put our hands into physically and whatever we speak into existence. Keep like-minded people around you, people who are stable also, that can help you grow, people who are willing to use their talents along with you. Okay, go to outings in places that give you pleasure. So one of your friends might like art galleries and the other one might like nightclubs. So you have to find a balance of what you like and go with the flow of that. We all be looking at how we can upskill our pleasures at this time. Oops, ooh, Mr. B. Okay, so we need to take time to honor our growth and have an entrepreneurial mindset with your own business. Own your own business, own your own actions and your thoughts at Taurus season. Okay, Taurus also rules money along with personal pleasures and finance and banking issues, and the opposite is Scorpio, which likes to rule business also. But Taurus is more your individual business, what effort you've put into the scheme of your life. And now we have Uranus firmly in Taurus. Uranus is the planet of change and drive, and it's making its presence known by causing upheaval around the globe, as we can see. So we give our thoughts to people who are affected by this at this time. Pardon me. So it's rearranging old structures and bringing new formulas into play. We've seen a lot of young people protesting, wanting a better world, a better future. How are we keeping this earth going? As now we're in the first earth season, we'll be looking at forward thinking with Uranus being there with Taurus, and how we can bring value into that thinking, how we can bring beauty into our forward thinking. And so it will facilitate the all and not just a few. Okay, so at this time it's good to shift old values, plant new long-lasting and stabilizing seeds as much as you can for the future. Uranus being in Taurus will give us a headway, because Uranus is the future and the vision that we're going towards as a collective and individuals. Okay, we might get a little bit of tension with Mars in Gemini, because Gemini is a very nervous sign, and with all that drive and passion of Mars, it might make you slightly nervous in specific situations. Okay, and we've just come out of the Saturn-Pluto square, which was squeezing us to see, are we worth our metal at this time? Are we worth our value at this time? What is it that we're bringing into this world, and how can we restructure it? Saturn's like our structure, and right now it's decided to go retrograde. So anything you planted from January till now, which is like coming into May, we're going to see a revival, a relook, a redo. To find out why Saturn is in your chart, and Pluto and Saturn are together, so it's literally redo, and Pluto is regeneration. So there may be a few fireworks along the way. I thought I'd quickly show you the planets, and I hope you can see them. These are the planets I talk about frequently that are in our atmosphere. And so we have the Sun, the Moon, you see, Mercury, Venus, Mars, there you go, Jupiter, got Saturn there, Uranus, we have Neptune and Pluto at the bottom. So these are all the signs within us and within our birth data.